Reza as well. So, Pak Reza, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for taking me in again.
Yes, of course. We need your deep elaboration about the latest visit of President Joko Widodo to the three countries in East Asia. So, as you observe of the visit, unlike his visit to Europe last month, where President Joko Widodo sought to broker peace between Russia and Ukraine. His trip right now to East Asia, which featured stops in China, Japan, and South Korea, was more focused on economic diplomacy. So, please, could you elaborate what is the meaning of the visit?
Short visit, but magnificent implications for long-term Indonesia. Let's begin with the theory. This is called intermestic. What is happening inside Indonesia have gained respect from overseas. And what is happening overseas gain implication inside Indonesia. On one hand, this represents Indonesian credibility, Indonesian confidence. That's the one. And secondly, for the three countries, the People's Republic of China, Japan, and South Korea, they are aware on the importance of Indonesia. If we think on the song set in 1975 by Roma Irama, we had 135 million Indonesians. Now we have doubled. And now we have reached 270 million Indonesians. It means a lot for these three countries, for these three giants, for these three engines of growth in East Asia. It means a lot. 270 million. If they can tap 10%, the middle class, what we call the middle income economies, the higher income economies, it means a lot for their products. So Indonesia is an excellent source of investment for them, investment target for the three countries, and also they can expect to export more to Indonesia, and then they could settle their long-term investment inside Indonesia. And they believe that stability is there, and then good governance is there, and then Pak Jokowi has mentioned his readiness to accept greater kind of investment, Indonesian what we call good governance, good corporate governance, and also synergies between the national government and the local governments, and then the people. And even Pak Jokowi ended his statement in one of the country. If you cannot convey the message well to my ministers, deal with me. So it means he shows his not only his credibility but also his authority to personally handle this. So this is extraordinary. Trip to Beijing, to Tokyo, to Seoul, but produce long-term implication for the Indonesian relation with these three countries, and also. What we call it, this is a preparation for the G20 though. It is indirectly they say that they will come, but it is unwise for them to say that we will definitely come, but we have signed. Japan said it will come. And Korea called Indonesia special, this is relations between special strategic partners. They will come.
It has never been said before?
Never been said.
Really?
And we in Indonesia call this sahabat sejati. This statement came to the surface in 2021. A special strategic partnership.
Special strategic
Yes,
partnership.
meaning relationship touch not only the elite, not only the bureaucracies, but the people. The people. Because the Koreans and Indonesians and also the Chinese and the Japanese believe that governments come and go, but people stay there. So they will be the one who nurture this kind of strategic relations with Japan, and then comprehensive strategic partnership with China, and then special strategic partnership with the Republic of Korea. So I believe that this half a week visit would produce great implication for Indonesia.
Right, Pak Reza. How about the point of view from the people, let's say, who see that the situation when Pak Jokowi visits is only in a short time, like for example in Japan, so just like a day. Maybe they think it's ineffective, but you've mentioned that it's actually have a great impact in the long term even.
Yes.
So maybe could you please elaborate more per country, for example, like for China, they have their own market. So why do they still look to Indonesia as the market, even if China may be 1.5 billion of citizens there, and then Indonesia only like 270 million. And in Japan, it's only a day, a trip, and then to South Korea as well. How can you make sure for the people who think that a short visit is still quite ineffective?
Well, the trip is short, half a week. But what we do not see behind the scene, it was a massive diplomatic work. It was a massive research done by the Indonesian, and then recheck documents with these three ASEAN plus 3 countries. Long consultations and then long drafting, because Pak Jokowi produced heaps of MOUs, with the Koreans, among others, 8 MOUs, and then with Japan, what do you call it, updating the BRI documents, and then the greater investments coming from China to Indonesia, and also Chinese readiness to import 1 million ton of Indonesian CPO. It means a lot.
Right.
So what we see is a 3 days or 4 days visit, but what we do not see is months of preparation from the both sides, because all of them want to make sure that these 3 meetings must be successful.
Right.
This is something we do not see. In the theory, it is called black box.
Black
box.
Black box.
Yeah,
Right.
not to be open to public.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we are not supposed to give high hopes to the public. It is better for the government to work low profile, but producing high quality results. So this is the low key Indonesians are. This is how the Indonesian way. We work softly, quietly, do not produce any promises, but at the end, bam, good results. See with the earlier visits to Germany and then to Ukraine and to Russia. This is we are beginning to feel confident internationally in Indonesia.
Right. So do you think, let's say, there are countries, maybe specifically from Western countries, or they will see the same as you've mentioned about it? Like they will see that, oh, Indonesia is getting more confidence in the international, international platforms, and then they have more, let's say, a higher level in diplomacy.
Yes, correct. We are dealing with countries, in sport it is called the higher caliber countries here, in terms of advancement in science and technology, market penetration, and then rule of law, and then peace culture, and then meritocracy. They are more advanced than us.
Right.
So this is about time for us to play at the higher ground. Of course, we need massive training inside Indonesia. We need massive education, massive adjustments to learn more technology. So that's why when we deal with these 3 countries, it is about time for Indonesia to prepare Indonesians to work in the country with partners coming from China, Japan, and South Korea. Capable. Indonesian workers are supposed to adjust themselves and also to work using these 3 different languages. So this is tough. It means restructurization inside Indonesian education, Indonesian bureaucracy, and then better area studies knowledge of the Indonesian elite. Because these three countries, people look the same. It is very difficult to differentiate Japanese, Nihonjin, or the Chinese or the Korean. But once we specialize on specific culture, we need to know more. Not just their management, but their belief, their working style. And then for the Japanese, the way we deal with the Japanese must be different with the way we deal with the Chinese.
Yeah.
Japan has a system called senpai kohai. Okay, I'm the father, you are the son, I'm helping you, I'm guiding you, and then I supervise you, and then please consult me all the time.
Yeah.
And they have their kaizen, seiri, seton, shiketsu, and shitsuke. We need to adjust.
Yeah.
We.
So different approach for different
Yes,
cultures.
correct.
Now, Pak Reza, President Widodo played significant role in economic diplomacy and received a range of investment pledges. I read that Bapak Jokowi is bringing home at least $13 billion in investment pledges and business deals after making this short trip. Now, how could these prominent East Asian countries contribute to Widodo's Nusantara mega project?
We call it IKN, yeah?
Right.
This is a surprise, isn't it? Because the undang-undang or the law just came about 1 year time, yeah? But because the law is there, we Indonesians have to work together to make sure that the plan is there. All countries have their best practices. Malaysia has its Putrajaya. Australia has its Canberra. And then the Myanmar has its own, what's the name of the new capital city in Myanmar?
Naypyidaw?
Naypyidaw. So this is Indonesia. The legislation was made. And then, of course, the infrastructure is there. So I think when it comes to this new project, I think the feasibility study done by the Indonesian must be excellent. Quantitative explanation, qualitative explanation, and then proven with the remote sensing. And then all legal matters must be there. I believe that Pak Jokowi has convinced the three partners of the importance to invest in this new capital city of Indonesia. But at the same time, they will learn. They will examine how will their investment work.
Yeah.
Because they believe that they would never put their eggs into one single basket. Maybe they are thinking, okay, this is my investment in the new capital city, but I also do further investment in another part of Indonesia, for example, in the area of electric automotive in Karawang. And then the Japanese has been challenged by the Koreans. The Korean has a Hyundai project somewhere in Karawang, and Japanese, they are building the same. Mitsubishi and Toyota, they are coming to Indonesia. With the similar amount of investment. I'm sure they are competing. This is the beauty of non-alignment, of the non-alignment policy. We are friendly with you. We are not against you. We will consult you in case you have differences. Feel free to share your opinion with me. I will share with you my opinion. And then no pushy, no pressure. And at the same time, we produce a situation where they will silently compete among each other. For example, between Bandung and Jakarta, there's a speed train.
Yeah.
And then now we are building from Jakarta to Surabaya another speed train. But this time is to be financed by the Japanese using Japanese technology. But from Bandung to Jakarta is using Chinese technology. So we will see in the future, do we have a capability to absorb the best practices of this three pools of information technology and cutting-edge technology? Do we have capacity to do this? I sincerely hope the Indonesian youngsters, they have the capacity to make the best. This is the very good time. Investment will come, and then 2020, and then next year sometime this November we'll have the G20, and in 2030 we will have the completion of the Sustainable Development Goals. So all international best practices are about to happen in this world. I think we must make our Indonesian capable of dealing with these. Indonesians, we need to make our Indonesians the actor of the development, not the subject of developments, not the object of the development. Can the governments of Indonesia work in tandem with the people? This is something we hope we could do it.
Yeah, I like how you put it, how Indonesia is nice with all these countries, but let them compete with each other.
Right.
Let's see how it happens.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned about the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway project.
Yes.
Is it on schedule? Is it going to finish on time? Do you see this as a win-win situation too?
Well, I happen to travel between Bandung and Jakarta on a regular basis. I'm teaching here and there, so I can see, there is there is the what we call the construction, but where is the train?
Yeah.
The train is about
You're
to come.
expecting it will finish soon, so you will use that.
It's too expensive for me,
Really?
because it's too expensive. But we can learn something. On one hand, Xi Jinping is planning to come. That's what I heard from the Chinese media, one. And secondly, there is a complaint from the Chinese that the budget needs to be fixed to another 30%. So this is something we need to discuss further with the Chinese. Because why didn't they produce a perfect feasibility study? At the time, we didn't anticipate this COVID to happen. We didn't anticipate, but this is happening. Indonesians are dealing with the Chinese how to deal with the extra 30%, and where will the money come from? They are working very hard for this.
So do you think after the visit there will be at least like a new way of resolution in this project? Because
Well, yes,
President
well-
Jokowi
well-
went to Beijing. I think,
Yes.
I believe
Yeah.
they talk about this as well.
Yes, I think assessment has been made by the two countries because for Pak Jokowi, this is his legacy. He needs to make sure that what do you call it, the maritime fulcrum is done, and that the strategic industrial projects are also done, especially the global maritime fulcrum, and i.e. in this case the what we call the developments outside Java, the developments at the coastal area. So this is what we are doing, not only with the Chinese, the Korean, or the Japanese, but also with EU countries and the US. We make them compete to help develop Indonesia.
Which
with,
is okay.
with our foreign policy style, yeah, Pak
Yeah,
Reza?
bebas, a free and active foreign
Very
policy.
active. So we've observed and we've seen that President Joko Widodo visited Beijing, Tokyo, and Seoul in search of greater market access for Indonesia. Let's talk about the international trade barrier. So we've talked about the insight of Indonesia that we have to prepare more. Then how will President Joko Widodo cut major barriers to international trade?
Well, the decision has been made at the top level. Jokowi has made agreements, has made commitments, further concessions. Not it is the time for Indonesia as a whole to work as a team. So we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel now. Now it's about time for Indonesia to work as a team. How to do it? We need to learn the best practices of how these three countries develop. In theory, it is called the 7 pillars of Western wisdom.
7 pillars.
Yes, 7 pillars of Western wisdom. Regardless of the political philosophy, regardless of the ideologies of the country, as long as they can work using the 7 pillars of the Western wisdom, they will survive. Among others, the first one is market economy. The second one is science and technology. The third one is education. The fourth one is meritocracy. The fifth one is pragmatism. The sixth one is culture of peace. And the seventh one is, let me say it again. Ooh.
So we'll
Market economy. Yes.
market economy, right?
Yes.
So 7 pillars of Western what we
Western
call-
wisdom.
Western wisdom.
Wisdom.
Right. So
Well-
I think we have the last question, Yanni.
Yes, we do. So during this trip, Widodo repeatedly asked for cooperation for the upcoming G20 summit
Yes.
in Bali, because I think that's the only reason he's really busy this whole year is because of the main event, which is the G20 summit in Bali. Now, but as we all know, it faces challenges, and amid the war in Ukraine also. The three East Asian leaders offered their support, but only South Korea's Yoon Suk-yeol said clearly that he would be there. So, what are your thoughts on this, Pak Reza?
Well, we need to be optimistic here. We need to be aware. We cannot predict the future. We cannot predict the health of President Biden. We cannot predict the results of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The Russian call it a special military operation. But we kept continuing our invitation. Invitation has been launched sometime in Italy last year, and then Pak Jokowi conveyed the invitation again sometime in February, and our embassies overseas kept maintaining the bilateral relations, convinced that the G20 is supposed to be done in Indonesia. But I think on my list, Putin will come, China will come, India will come,
Brazil
and
will come.
Brazil will come, South Africa will come, and then
Saudi Arabia will come.
Pardon?
Saudi Arabia will come.
Saudi Arabia will come, and then Japan. We can expect Japan because recently the Prime Minister of Japan was here,
Yeah.
and then Pak Jokowi visited Japan. Australia may come, Germany may come. So I'm quite confident, but it is very difficult for us to convince the EU countries that they are coming to Indonesia to respect G20, not to be against Washington DC. Because Washington DC keeps saying, if Putin is coming, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I think Indonesia must convince that this is for the sake of G20. This is for the sake of the world. Why cannot us for 1 week come to Indonesia and then think on the future of the world? And then, of course, there are rooms to be played by the Americans, by the Chinese, by the Russian. And at the same time, the foundation is there.
Yeah.
And we do not want to make, this is to make G20 stop in Indonesia. We do not want to give an impression that Indonesia has no capacity to maintain the sanctity, the solidarity inside the G20.
All right. So again, we will see the silent works from the government, the official of Indonesia, particularly from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia for this.
Yes.
And hopefully that the best will come to the G20 summit, including Australia, who also has mentioned that they will come. Yeah, Pak Reza, thank you very much for your always deep dive elaboration of the topics. And we got a lot of what we call that, the 7 pillars of Western...
7 pillars of Western wisdom.
Western wisdom, black box, and the last time, the first one, what is intermestic?
Intermestic.
Intermestic. I feel like I'm in the class
I
with
know.
Pak Reza.
I feel
Again.
the same
I'm
way.
honored.
Thank you very much, Pak Reza.
I'm
Always
honored
pleasure
to
to
come.
talk with you.
Thank you.